Hey, what's up, everyone? How you guys doing? By the way, this video will be recorded in native 4K, 12 megapixels. You have to wait a little while till this video is processed. All right, so this is the video that I wanted to do 2 weeks ago, but I just didn't have enough time to do it due to the fact that there were so many other tests I had to go through with this television. But this is the one question that a lot of you have been asking me on the forums. We all get it. We all understand that Qled, it's a very bright TV. Q8fn and Q9fn are very bright TVs. They look really good on a very lit up room. But what type of settings do you recommend when you are watching it in a very dark room? As you can see, everything's turned off. There's no lights here. It's like pitch black. Like this entire room, it's pitch black. So what I'm going to do here in next 9 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what type of settings do I recommend for the night mode. Think of this as a night mode. This only applies for you watching at night. All right, so first thing first, we'll go to the settings. There it is. It doesn't have to be a natural mode. It could be any picture mode. Just memorize which preset you have custom adjusted your picture settings. It really doesn't matter which one of these do you use, okay? I just use a natural one because that's the one that I can memorize for the night mode. Okay, so first thing first, I am sure many of you noticed that I have my backlit at 40 instead of 50. So what I did, I moved my backlit from 50 to 40 because we are watching this at night. So there is no reason for me to be blasting this light when I'm watching something at night. So we keep it at 40. I also moved my brightness to -2. So that way I can have those deep dark levels a little bit better at night. They're not being crushed. They're just basically being a little bit darker, but they're not being crushed. I also have my contrast at 43. I moved my contrast from 50 to 43. Now you're going to say, well, why are you moving your contrast to 43? That's because I already have my contrast enhancer set to high, so I like to have my contrast moved to 43. Remember, we don't want the light to be blasting into our eyes when we're watching this at night. Sharpness, I moved it from 10 to 9, but honestly, I would recommend that you guys move it to 6. 6, it's very nice. I would leave it at 6. And then color, I left it at 26. So what's the couple of important things to remember here? I moved the backlit and contrast. Remember, backlit and contrast, backlight and contrast, these are the two important things you will need to move down. There's another trick I want to show you that could help when you're watching it at night. So let me go to this other third phase that's really important I want to show you. Hopefully you guys are paying attention and you're writing these things down. All right, scroll down to the general settings, click on it. Go down to the economic solution. And under the ambient light detection, turn that on and leave the ambient light minimum backlit to 15. This will also help dim down the television based on your environment. Right now, the television, it's automatically detecting with a sensor that this room, it's very dark, so that way it will not expose too much of that peak brightness of light, especially with me leaving the minimum backlit to 15. Okay? This is a very important trick that you guys need to use. When you're watching it at night, remember this is the night mode. Okay, so we covered the backlit, we covered the brightness, we covered the contrast, We covered the sharpness. We covered the color. Digital clean view, leave this on automatic. This way you don't have to worry about it when you switch to a digital cable. Okay, this is something you should always leave on automatic. Auto Motion Plus, you can leave it on automatic. This television has a really good motion flow, and I will talk about that on my official review. Local dimming, of course, you want to leave the local dimming at high at all times. This thing has a very good aggressive local dimming. Contrast enhancer, keep it at high. HDR mode plus, turn this off. This is not the real HDR plus. This is just something you want to use. I would never recommend using this, guys. Just stay away from this, okay? It's fake HDR. Don't use it. And the color tone, as you all know, I like to keep my color tone at standard. Okay, this way you are staying away from too yellow, warm, and then too cold, blue, and you keep it in the middle. This is a balanced tone of color. And I already talked about the Gamma 2084. This is when you have HDR. This is an HDR content currently right now that I'm watching. So whenever you see Gamma ST2084, you know this is a HDR gamma space. Okay, and whenever you see a color space that's beyond Rec 709, goes up to BT 2020, you know you got a full white color gamut, meaning you have HDR. And color space, always keep it at native to have those native representation of color gamut, especially with the quantum dots here. And I purposely chose this scene right here in the video just to show you how good this looks now, looking at it at night. As you can see, I can watch it from any angle and I'm still good here. Now, don't expect a OLED type of a deep dark levels here, but for an LCD LED backlit, this is pretty outstanding, all right? I think this is as best as you're going to get for the night mode. I've been using this night mode now for about a couple of weeks and seems to work pretty fine for me. No issues. And you can see right here how beautiful that looks. You can watch it from any angle. Maybe I can play a little bit so you guys can see it. So there you have it. Hopefully you guys will use these settings and check them out and let me know what you think. It works for me, and I think this is the best. I think these are the best settings that I can squeeze out of this TV for the night mode. Just make sure you follow these steps that I showed you in the beginning of the video. And I think you will agree that this will give you a good, not super excellent, but pretty fairly good nighttime viewing. Now there's some exposure coming, picking up the lens, but I think this is really good for a night viewing mode. Try these settings out, man. Let me know what you guys think. Try them out. I remember this is an LCD TV, and for an LCD LED backlight television, I think this is as best as I can squeeze for the night mode, you know. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Take care. Try these settings. Let me know.